This time I didn't hesitate as I took in a big breath and scooted my bottom so that my head went under the water. There was only one word for what I saw: amazing. It was like looking into a kaleidoscope of light. Every bubble was a different color of the rainbow, and the colors seemed to blink off and on as one bubble burst and a new one took its place. It was so beautiful that I didn't want to poke my head back through and disturb the light show, but my lungs were beginning to ache for air. When I finally lifted my head out of the water, I could see that our tunnel was gone. When I tried to take in a breath, I sucked in bubbles too. It was like breathing vanilla-flavored air. Boy, was it yummy. Once we had reformed our tunnel, I said, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. If I could breathe underwater, I would stay under there and watch them for hours and hours and hours and hours. Joey said, "Yeah, we need snorkels." I said, "What's a snore?" "Whatever you said," Joey asked after blowing into the tunnel again. For half a second I thought about giving him a taste of his own medicine and answering back derogatorily the way he had back in his room before, but I decided against being mean. Instead I said, "It's a kind of thing that lets you breathe regularly while you are underwater, like a long curved tube that sticks out above the water." "You mean like a straw?" Joey asked. "Not exactly, a straw would be too small. A snorkel is bigger and fatter around like," I trailed off in thought. "Like a pipe?" he asked excitedly. "Yeah, I guess that's a good example," I answered. "I'll be right back," Joey said and launched himself out of the tub. I stood up to find that the bubbles were up to my chest, but they didn't seem to be going any higher than that. It was a good thing too, because if they did, they would probably be all over the bathroom and flowing out into the bedroom. I was back under the water when Joey returned. I only knew he was back because I heard the underwater splash and saw his legs appear underwater. When I came back up for more air, Joey was already talking. "Wait, I was underwater. What were you saying?" I asked. "Oh," I said, "I think I got something that we can use," he said, and I felt something jabbing me right in the private parts. "Hey," I said tensely, "you got me right where it counts." That made Joey giggle. "Oops, sorry," he said with a chuckle. I took hold of whatever he was handing me and it felt just like a snorkel. However, when I stood up and held it above the bubbles, I saw that it was a long piece of yellow plastic tubing that was flexible. "What is it?" I asked. "It is part of my Matchbox racetrack. It is for making loop-de-loops and other cool things like that," he said. "Oh cool. Let me try it," I said and quickly dunked my head back under the water with one end of the tube in my mouth and the other end sticking straight up. It worked perfectly. I was able to breathe normally and could see the amazing light show for as long as I wanted.